What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to Battleshock Wargaming Studio. In today's video, we're going to be playing Age of Sigmar, 2,000-point pitched battle, and it's going to be a competitive one. Michael, what are we doing today?
So today we're bringing my Sylvaneth against David's Ossiarch Bone Reapers. We have a tournament we're going to in 2 days in Portland called the September Scuffle. And that's at the Portland Game Store. Our buddy Joel is TOing. So we're looking forward to that. Some of our buddies are going to be there. But it was going to be a good opportunity to get a practice match in. And I think these two armies are pretty well balanced, actually. I'm really surprised.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bone Reapers have been having kind of a tough go of things, but with the new General's Handbook and some of the new endless spells, there's actually some fun little lists that you can run out there. So hopefully what I brought today is going to be able to stand up against a newer army. So that's really, really exciting. If you're new to the channel, please take time to like, share, subscribe. Huge shout out to all of our members. We appreciate you very, very much. And big shout out to Baron of Dice, who is our affiliate. He supplies all the beautiful dice that we use on this channel. And Michael, we've got a really exciting thing going on. If you become a member, you will have an opportunity to win a free brick of dice from Baron of Dice. Once per month, we're going to do a raffle, and one lucky member will get a free brick of dice, and we're going to pay for shipping and everything. So that should be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool.
All right, bro, let's go ahead and take a look at the armies and see what we got today.
Let's do it.
All right, let's take a look at the lists that Michael and I are bringing today. I am bringing Bone Reapers. They are Petrifex Elite, which means that they reduce rend army-wide, and they have a relentless ability to add rend to all of their attacks. Really, really tanky little army. Here's my general, Liege Kavalos. He has Godbone armor for his artifact. He ignores the first damage he takes in every phase, and he has +2 to his wounds with Mighty Archan. We've got Archan the Black. He's a 3-caster, +2 to cast the spell Unbind, 16-inch move, resurrects models, and is just a great little hero to have on the battlefield. We've got a Mortesian Soul Mason. This bad boy has an artifact to add +2 to his cast. It's called Soul Reservoir, but if I roll an unmodified 10+, the artifact can no longer be used for the rest of the battle. I've got a Purple Sun included because I've got 2 models that are +2 to cast, so that seems kind of like an auto-include. He debuffs saves, and he also can auto-slay things if you're lucky. I've got a Horghast in the list. This thing is predatory, moves 8 inches. Everything within 12 inches of him cannot use commands in the Battleshock phase, and if models flee, a D3 additional models will flee. I've got 3 units of Mortet Guard. 2 of them are going to be Expert Conquerors, and the 3rd unit is going to be part of the Warlord Battalion. They have Shield Wall to reroll saves. They have Exploding Sixes. They're fun little units. We've got 2 units of Death Riders that are going to be Bounty Hunters. They're just MSU, they have Exploding Sixes, and they're pretty fast. It can move up to 15 inches. Here's my Bone Tithe Nexus. It has 4 different punishments that I can use throughout the course of the game. My favorite one is to debuff casting, and you also can just do a single mortal wound, which can come in clutch every once in a while. Here's a dice I'm going to be using today, custom Battleshock Wargaming dice, Bask in the Glory. So there you have it, Petrifex Elite. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Michael brought today.
All right, guys, let's take a look at the Sylvaneth list today. I'm going to be taking Gnarlroot. This is going to give me the 3d6 to cast once a turn. And then I'm also going to be taking the Subfaction or the Season, the Dwindling. This is going to give me the reroll to cast, Unbind, and Dispelling, so as long as I'm within an Overgrown. My general today is the Warsong Revenant. Is a double caster. His command trait is going to be Spell Slinger, so he's casting through some trees. And his artifact power is the Vespal Gem, so he can auto-cast 1 cast as long as it's from the Lore of the Deepwood. I'm going to be taking Alarielle the Everqueen. She knows everything from the Lore of the Deepwood. She can summon some different units once a battle round or once a game. She's 16 wounds and 3-up save, and she reses herself. So she's pretty fantastic. We're going to be taking the Endless spell, the Spite Swarm Hive. This is going to give me +3 to move, +3 to charge, for as long as I can get it off. I'll be taking 2 units of 10 Dryads as cheapo little screens. They're -1 to hit and wound as long as they're wholly within 9 of a place of power. Then I'm going to be taking some Tree Revenants. They're mostly here to be objective bunkies and teleporting around the battlefield and getting me secondaries. Finally, I'm going to be taking my heavy hitters, a reinforced unit of Kurnoth Hunters with the Scythes. They're going to be trying to do some teleporting and smash up these skeletons. These are the beautiful Sylvaneth dice that I'm going to be rolling today. Hoping to see lots of 6s. That's it, guys. That's my list. Let's take a look at the mission we're going to be playing today.
Before we take a look at the battle plan, big shout out to everybody on this wall. These are the lords in our membership service, and we appreciate you so much, as well as all of our other members. So today we are going to be playing the Realmstone Cache. This is a one objective battle for the first 2 battle rounds, and then at the start of the 3rd battle round, you will roll a D3, and the objective will fracture into 2 objectives. Really interesting. The deploy is very small, and that's tough for Michael and I because we both have big terrain features. We're going to be scoring hold 1, hold 2, hold more, battle tactics, and grand strategies. My grand strategy is going to be no place for the weak. Michael, what's your grand strategy, buddy?
Mine's going to be take what's theirs.
All right, so get into my deploy. Sounds good. Let's go ahead and see who has initiative.
All right, Wargamers, we're about to get into it, but before we do, this is the part of the game where you comment down below, who are you rooting for? Is it the new Sylvaneth and their awesome powerhouse of the size in Alarielle, or is it the debuffing, crippling Ossiarch Bone Reapers? Who do you think?
The catapults, baby, and the endless spells.
You never see those catapults, so it's exciting to see them.
Yeah, they are fun when they do stuff.
So David, let's go over terrain real quick since we are using those rules. Let's make sure we talk about that real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. So Michael's got his faction terrain at the very front of his deploy to help buff up some of his units. And then I've got my Bone Tithe Nexus that's body blocking one of the overgrown. And we're also using mysterious terrain rules today because we're going to try to get this as close to tournament play as possible since that's what these armies are for this weekend. So over here we've got a damned terrain. You can take D3 mortal wounds to add 1 to your hit rolls until your next hero phase. With this, the mystical terrain here and in the corner, the penumbral engine, those are +1 to chanting, and you also have a 6-up ward if you're within an inch. We've got 3 arcane terrain, and I specifically put them in the middle of the battlefield so it didn't benefit him or me. He was attacker, so he would have been able to choose sides, and I don't want him to be able to be better at casting because he already is. Then I've got a deadly terrain right here. Deadly terrain is mortal wounds on a 1 if you finish a move within an inch. And then over here we've got an inspiring for +1 to bravery. Does not matter to me at all. I do not care about bravery. And that's the mysterious terrain we're using today. So we might see Arcane coming up. We might see some of the other ones coming up for 6-up wards, so on and so forth. And if we do that during the game, we'll call it out.
And then my overgrowns are the penumbral engine, and then these 2 on the far outsides. I want my overgrowns where those objectives are going to be because I knew I could put a tree here on this center one. Now normally I would put my trees in a ring so that I can hide behind them and outside of LOS, but the catapults are over 10 wounds, so they can just
right, and they have a 43-inch threat range, so yeah.
So putting it on a line actually projects my power out as far as possible.
Right.
Because I can cast through them and then all my bubbles are coming out through them. So
Absolutely.
This is the most optimal position, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a good play. Mine. And you were able to keep your Warsong out of unbind range for 1 turn, which is really good. So you can get some stuff going on. I am close enough to unbind Alarielle, which is nice. So yeah, that's the board state, and Michael was 1 drop. Michael, you decided to go first, correct?
So I decided to go first. My list, I don't ever want to go first. I want to go second so that I get to choose that double turn, or I just don't get double turn. But if I don't go first, David's going to move 40 or 20 models of Mortek Guard onto the point.
Which are expert conquerors.
Which are expert conquerors. And I'm not going to get the point, which means I'll fail battle tactics for the first 2 rounds, and I won't get points for the first 2 rounds.
Right, and Michael's army is kind of a sleeper army anyway. It likes to score battle round 3 through 5, so giving away a bunch of points early on might just make it to where he can't claw back. So it was a really hard decision because I actually have some things that can do work against this list, but I think it was the right move. So let's go ahead and get into your turn, Michael. I've got 8 Relentless Discipline points. I got 3 for going second, having my general on the battlefield, 4 for having my heroes, and then another 1 for rolling dice for my units. Rolled 1 6, and then Michael's got 2 command points.
Those command points.
And Michael, what are you going to do for your battle tactic?
Battle tactic is going to be against the odds.
Okay.
All right, so we'll take that center point.
Yep.
Heroic action, we're going to get a command point with Alarielle. On 4 up? Nope.
My heroic action is going to be Relentless Leadership. And I don't have to roll a dice. I don't know why I'm getting ready to roll a dice. I get 1 extra Relentless Discipline point this turn.
Okay.
And that's going to go from my general.
So let's start with the big thing, right? We're going to start with some casting.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the Warsong Revenant. We made sure to put him outside of everything.
Yep.
We're going to 3d6 cast, and we're going to bring out the Spite Swarm Hive.
Okay.
Yep.
Goes out. He rolled a 9. Michael has dropped the Spite Swarm Hive right here next to the Warsong Revenant, and the sides are wholly within 9.
With the Warsong, through the tree, we're going to do Verdant Harmony.
To bring in another tree?
Bring in another tree.
Sounds good.
So let's use our reroll. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay,
yeah.
It goes off with a 7. Good job. All right, he's going to get a tree set up. Michael has finished placing his tree. It is at the front of the objective right here.
The reason we did that, I could go closer, but I want it near there so I can have a battle tactic next turn for Eradicate the Trespassers and try and kill something next to a tree.
Yep, seems good.
So there's nowhere he could be now that's not next to that tree if he wants to be on that point.
Sure. Okay, so Warsong's done. Let's cast with Alarielle. What are you going to do with her?
She's going to Mystic Shield herself.
Okay.
It goes off.
On a 9?
On a 9.
Okay, I'll try to unbind with Archan. I need an 8 on dice. Unbound with an 11.
Let's go Throne of Vines, looking for a casting value of 9. Nope.
Okay, perfect. So we're done with casting. Any other hero phase stuff for you?
Yep. Now we do the +2 to the charge, movement and charge from the Spite Swarm onto the Kurnoth Hunters.
Okay, goes off?
Goes off.
So Kurnoths are +3 to move and charge.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Let's go ahead and get into movement. We'll be right back. Michael, we're back from your movement phase. Tell me what you did.
So Alarielle moved up just a little bit so that she can chuck her spear. We did all of that careful measuring so that she can be in range to chuck her spear and then slightly out of range of that purple sun, just in case we get double turned.
Smart play.
The Dryads next to them, they moved up and towed onto the point. I have 3 on that point, so David's going to actually have to put more than 1 body on it.
Yep, and that's because this is a proving ground. We forgot to mention that. And then you've got the Hunters with Scythes.
The Hunters with Sides, they did their Walk the Hidden Pathways, and they've done their teleport. They're getting ready to do a little charge.
They're 9 inches away with a +3.
I have summoned my Tree Lord from Alarielle. He's standing only within 6 of another tree, so that next turn he can do his teleport. The Warsong is going to stay where he is. He's doing a great job.
Beautiful.
And then the Tree Revenants are hiding.
Yep. They're right there behind that terrain on the far side. That's really the only LOS blocking terrain that's on the battlefield. So, all right, let's get set up and shoot with Alarielle.
Let's shoot with Alarielle.
Okay, Alarielle is shooting into this unit right here.
Correct, Mundo.
Yep.
Hits on a 2. Wounds on a 2.
Okay.
Okay.
-2?
-2 rend.
Okay, so I'm on a 5-up because I ignore one of your rend. Failed it.
6 damage.
Okay, let's do some mortal wound saves. I save 1, so 5 go down. Kurnoth Hunters are going to roll a charge. Let's see what they get.
They rolled a, 11 plus 3.
14! Michael has finished charging his scythes. He's decided to tow into 2 different units. You're also within 3 of Mr. Archan, so I'm going to roar into them. They're roared. Okay, Michael's going to fight into the Mortet Guard with all of the scythe attacks, and I am going to shield wall, so I am down to 7 relentless discipline points. Oh, because you got 6. Never mind.
Yeah.
You got 19 attacks, right?
It's like I just did it.
Got 1 cock dice there.
All right, so 3, 6, 9. 6 up rerolling.
Okay, 9 6-up rerolling. None. And none.
So then 18 damage.
Okay. Wards, they're dead.
Okay. And then we strike a fate.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, they went back to their home, safe and sound next to the Warsong, and all the way away from David. That's it for my turn. We're gonna snap back on the hero camera.
Michael, you finished your turn. How many points did you get?
4 points.
Yep.
Hold 1, hold more. Completed my battle tactic for 4 points.
Yep, really, really nice. And we're going to get into my turn. I generated 3 more Relentless Discipline points, 2 for rolling for my units, and then 1 because my general's on the battlefield. And my battle tactic is going to be outmuscle, and I'm going to try to get this little Dryad unit off of the point.
So we're going to try and dispel my Endless spell. From the Warsong, the reason we want to do that is because Archan can easily dispel it in my turn, so this makes it a little bit safer.
And then you can't cast it.
And then I can't cast it. So we are going to do this on 3d6 because I want it to go away.
Okay, on a 9?
It's a gauntlet. On a 10.
Beauty. All right, let's go ahead and get into heroic actions. For my heroic action, I'm going to do Necromantic Mastery with my Soul Mason. This means that the first spell I cast cannot be unbound if it's successful.
Nice.
What are you going to do for your heroic action?
Let's get a command point with Alarielle. Nope.
Okay, let's go ahead and cast the Horrorghast with my Soul Mason. Now, this typically comes out wholly within 12, but it's going to be wholly within 18 because of Archan's to cast ability. Okay, I think it goes off on a 6. I'm +2. That is a 11.
The Horrorghast is out, and he's hiding behind the tree.
Yep, wholly within 18. Really, really good. I love that Archan ability. It's fantastic. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make Alarielle -1 to cast a spell and unbind.
And that comes from the
Bone-Tied Nexus. It's in the hero phase, so I wanted to wait and see what happened, but I'm going to need to do that so I get some other spells off. So 2 up. Okay, she's -1 to cast a spell and unbind. Okay. Let's cast Protection of Nagash on Archan.
Okay.
That goes off with a 7. It gives me a 5-up ward. And if I take any damage but I don't die, then he teleports away and the spell is unbound, dispelled. So it basically allows him to potentially take a hit.
Nice.
He is now going to cast Mystic Shield on himself. That goes off with a 9.
Cool.
Then he's going to cast Arcane Bolt. That goes off with a 8. Okay, so that goes off. All right, let's cast with the Soul Mason. +2 to cast. I'm going to try to cast Soul Guide on the catapult that's farthest away. This has a 30-inch range with that +6. Isn't that crazy? That's a 13.
You're good to go.
Okay, Soul Guide goes off. On a 2-up, I can cast Soul Guide again. Okay, it goes off. Now, funny enough, I just rolled an unmodified 10+, so that artifact breaks. So I'm no longer 2+ to cast with him for the rest of the game. So this is just going to be a normal cast.
Oh, okay.
But it still goes off with a 7. So both of the catapults have Soul Guide.
Okay.
Horrorghast is done moving. We're going to go ahead and get into my movement.
All right, David, you have completed your movement phase. Walk us through what you got going on over here.
So I moved the Expert Conquerors onto the point. I now have 2 models that are Expert Conquerors for 6. It's a proving ground, so Archon doesn't count, but that's enough because the Dryads are, there's only 3 on there. Back here, I repositioned the horses to keep my bubble intact for now. I'm not quite ready to come out of my castle. I kept my caster way back here. He doesn't need to be any closer than that. I've got my Liege Kavalos standing right there. My 2 catapults move forward like 3 inches. They don't really need to get too close. I just want to make sure that I can shoot anything I want. And then I've got 1 unit of Mortet Guard here just continuing to screen. I'm going to stay in my box for another turn or 2 while I still can. And then Archon the Black is just chilling right in front of the army because he's reducing Ren for Petrifex, he's got Mystic Shield, he's got an Arcane Bolt in his back pocket, and he has Protection of Nagash. So I'm going to use him aggressively to make sure I get my battle tactic and hopefully get rid of some battle line.
All right, David, what is the target of your shooting attack?
I am going to shoot the one closest to my general into the Warsong Revenant. And I am going to use a Relentless Discipline point to give it an extra attack with Endless Duty.
Okay, so it'll get 4 attacks?
4 attacks, 3s rerolling 1s because you're -1 to hit for Lookout Sir, and then 3s. And I'm going to use my once per battle triumph to add 1 to the wound rolls because I'm 1965 and you're 1995.
So you're just going to try and...
I'm going to try to pop him. If I can pop him, I can get rid of the Spite Swarm Hive. And I don't think that I need the catapults to kill some Dryads. I got to make a cool sound when I do it. Okay, 3s rerolling 1s. Okay, free hit. And then 2s. 2 saves, no rend.
So these are 4s. Save 1, kill 1.
Okay, so that's 5 damage, and then you've got a ward.
4s. Took 1.
Nice job, 1 wound. Okie dokie, I am going to do the same thing with the other catapult, except for he does not have +1 extra attack. And he is not using the Triumph, so this is going to be 3s rerolling 1s. And 3s. Make 2 saves.
4s. Kill them both.
Okay, 10 damage.
This is scary.
They're scary catapults, man.
It's scary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and with that 1, he's dead.
I'm going to try to YOLO with the Mortek Guard. They're +1 to charge. I cannot reroll because I'm a Bone Reaper. They're going to stay right there.
Okay.
Okay, now Archan the Black is going to charge. Okay, Archan the Black going in. Rolls a 9. Archan the Black has finished his charge. He is going to stomp. Goes off. 3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
Okay, start of the combat phase. I am going to elect to do bludgeon with Archan the Black. So he's going to have +1 to the rend of all of his attacks.
It's not going to do much, but we'll all depend.
End of the combat phase.
Yeah.
You might as well. I am -1 to hit and wound because he's wholly within 9 of a tree. So that could matter.
They're wholly within 9 of a tree, but yeah.
Yes, yes. Start of the combat phase. Before I fight, I'm going to unleash my Arcane Bolt for 2 mortal wounds. Okay, Archan the Black fighting with his sword. This is 4s and 4s because of your debuff. Fails. Fighting with the staff. This is 5s and 4s. Fails. Now we're going to do Ebb and Claws. This is 5s and 4s. Okay. 1 at -3.
All right, so it goes right through.
2 damage. Spectral Claws and Daggers. This is 6s and 5s. 6s are mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. That's it, he's done.
So she has just a couple attacks. 3 attacks, 4s and 4s.
Yeah, buddy.
Take 1.
Okay. Got Mystic Shield, so 3. Saved it.
Okay. And now she's lost 9, she's brave 6, and she can't.
Right. No Inspiring
Presence?
Presence because of the Horghast. Yep. So we'll complete the battle tactic and match you in points. So let's get on to the hero cam and talk about it.
All right, David, that was an effective turn for you. What did you score?
I scored 4 points. I did Outmuscle, and the reason I picked Outmuscle is because it's really hard to do. You have to kill a Galatian veteran unit off of a proving ground.
Yeah.
So there's 2 different conditions that need to happen there. So I took advantage of that while I could. The Horghast is already coming in clutch. This is an endless spell that I was kind of sleeping on, but it was good because if I didn't have that, I would have failed my battle tactic.
Right.
Because Archan was super debuffed. That -1 to hit and wound, dude, like even the Ebb and Claws, I was lucky that I rolled 3 5-ups to hit.
It's pretty good, but the catapults were really what did all of the work in that turn.
Yeah, yeah.
So
the thing about them is they're 43-inch threat range. If anything has a 5-up armor save or worse, then even with all-out defense, the best it's ever going to get is 4. Then you got a 50-50 to do 5 flat damage, which is good. 2 of them is great because you got 7 attacks. 3 of them you don't have enough stuff to protect them.
Sure.
So I think that's kind of the sweet spot. Anyway, enough talk. Why don't we go ahead and get into the roll-off. You break ties because you went first, right? Okay, so you won the roll-off.
So we're going to just keep with turn sequence because I don't want to get double turned right now.
Yep. Keeping in turn sequence seems like the right thing to do. So we'll be back to start the top of battle round 2, Sylvaneth. Top of battle round 2, Michael's going first. He has 1 command point because the general is no longer on the battlefield, and I have 8 relentless discipline points. Michael, what's your battle tactic?
We're going to eradicate the trespassers. We're going to kill a unit that's within 6 of a tree, so it's going to be that.
8-man Mortek Guard unit, that seems doable.
Seems doable.
Yep, that seems doable.
Heroic actions.
Yep.
We're going to try to get a command point on a 2-up with Alarielle now because, you know.
Reasons. I'm going to do Finest Hour with Archan.
Okay. Make him wholly unkillable.
Yes, he is +3 to his save effectively because he reduces 1 rend and then he's +2 to his save.
We're going to do some casting.
Okay, wonderful.
So we're going to start with Alarielle, 3d6. She wants to bring out the Spite Swarm Hive.
Okay, on a 10.
On 10.
Okay, I will try to unbind with Archon the Black. Nope, goes off.
Nice. Let's do Metamorphosis.
Okay.
This is her damage spell. She's going to throw it on Archon. It didn't go off.
Okay. You do have your reroll still.
I do have my reroll, but I want it for this next one. So
Okay.
Throne of Vines goes off on a 9.
Okay.
We got to reroll it.
Yep. You got to roll a 10 on dice because of the debuff.
Nope, doesn't go off. 2 up, the Spite Swarm Hive.
Yes, sir.
To the Kurnoth Hunters.
Goes off
There
hard.
it goes.
Goes off hard. I'm going to move the Horror Ghast, I think. End of the hero phase, Michael.
That's it. Let's get into movement.
Let's move, baby. Michael has completed his movement phase. Michael, what did you do?
So Alarielle is going to push forward onto Archon, try and scare him off that point. Those Dryads moved and ran so that we could have some bodies onto the point at the very least. We're trying to scare everything off that point, so I need something to stand on at the end of this turn.
Right.
Kurnoth Hunters and then the Tree Lord both teleported through that Overgrown. Kurnoth Hunters are going to make a charge on the Mortek Guard, and then the Tree Lord is going to have a couple of shooting attacks and then try and make some charges onto David's right flank. We do have 2 shooting attacks, so let's start with the Tree Lord since we're looking at him.
Okay, excellent. Michael, what's the range of the Tree Lord?
He has a 12-inch range with his shooting attack.
Okay, so he has Mortek Guard on the right side of my flank. I think he's just out for these Mortek Guard, and then he's got Death Riders. So who's he going to shoot?
We're shooting the Death Riders.
Okay, sounds good.
So these are going to hit on 2s. 2 hits. And wound on 3s. 1 wound.
Okay, and
Rend
rest the
1.
rend. Rend 1. Okay, so I got a 4 up. Saved it with a 6.
All right.
Alarielle's pissed. She just watched the Warsong get eviscerated by some flaming skulls, and she's like, I'm going to point blank throw a frickin' spear right into Archon's face. So let's see what happens.
Hits on 2. Wounds on a 2. There you go.
Okay?
-2, so you still have a 3 up.
Yeah, -2. I have a 3 up because I reduced Ren by 1, and then I'm +2 to my save, Finest Hour Mystic Shield. Let's see what I get. I got it.
There you go.
Kurnoth Hunters are going to charge. Okay, they get an 11. We're going to move them in. All right, well, let's say that we're done here, and then we'll look at Alarielle.
Give me a, let's,
Oh, yeah,
let me charge with him.
Tree Lord.
Because if I get a charge with this guy, that could actually do some things.
That could be cool. Okay, the Tree Lord is going to mount a charge.
Yep, that was a 11.
Okay, he gets an 11. The Tree Lord charged 11 inches and smashed into the horses. So now we're going to go look at Alarielle's charge. Alarielle's got a 3-inch charge. She gets a 6. Okay, all charges are complete. Let's stay right here and let's do us some monstrous actions.
Sure. We will roar the Archon.
Okay.
Nope, you're good to go.
Okay. I shall Titanic Duel into Alarielle.
Okay. The Tree Lord is going to fight last. He's going to Ground Shaker Stomp on the Death Riders.
Okay.
Nope, doesn't go off.
All right. Where shall we activate first, Michael?
We're going to activate on the sides first, so let me pile in.
Michael is fixing to activate the scythes first. I have to do my Relentless Discipline abilities first. So I am going to do Bludgeon with the horses. I'm going to do Shield Wall with the Mortek Guard, and I'm going to do Bludgeon with Archon. That brings me down to 5 Relentless Discipline points.
Everything into the Mortek Guard here.
Okay, no commands?
No commands, 3s and 3s.
Okay. I'm used to just losing whole units to these. I don't even, I never expect anything to survive. That helps me a little tiny bit.
Okay, so 6, 7. That's exactly what they did last time.
Okay, 7 6-up re-rolling because of Shield Wall.
Got 2.
Okay.
Oh, David, I hate you.
Okay, well that was really good.
Yep.
So I take 4 damage.
Yep.
Okay, and then I've got a 6-up ward. 3 go down.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hot roll, dude. 5 out of 7. Hot roll.
Was it? Was it a hot roll, David?
It was.
Was it a good roll, David?
Why can't I be happy, Michael? I'm not allowed to be happy. I have to just lose my whole unit.
We'll dip out.
Go ahead and leave. All right, we'll show you where he goes in just a second, and then we'll continue with the combat phase. Kurnoth hunters have gone back into their deploy, next to the Spiteswarm Hive, of course. Alarielle is all out defensed. I'm +1 to attack, and I'm +1 to rend because of bludgeon. So this is going to be a sword. This is 2s and 3s. Hits. Wounds. -2.
Saved it.
Okay, this is his staff. 3s and 3s. Misses. Ebon Claws. 3s and 3s. Two, -3.
Failed them both.
4 damage.
Okay.
And then the spectrals. This is 4s and 4s. No mortals. 2 saves, no rent.
2s. Okay.
Nicely done. 4 whole damage. Wasn't enough.
Was not enough to tear. So we'll go with the Tree Lord.
Okay, so the Tree Lord piled into the closest unit, which was the Death Riders, and he has a 3-inch range, so he's able to swing on the Mortek Guard.
We'll spend our last man point to all out attack. So the massive impaling talons have to go into the horses because it's 1-inch range on the talons.
Okay.
And the sweeping blows can go into the Mortek Guard. So let's go with the sweeping blows, hitting on 2s into the Mortek Guard.
Okay.
Wounding on 3s.
Okay.
4 at -1, but you re-roll.
Yes, and I ignore that rend, so it's a 4-up re-rolling. Okay. Okay, they all go through.
6 damage. A piece.
They're dead.
Oh, we did it!
You got him. You got him. Good job.
That was very surprising.
Yeah, that was very, very good. You literally were like a 1/4 inch away from being able to do that, so that was good. Okay.
Let's do 2 attacks with the massive impaling talons into the Death Riders.
Okay.
They both hit.
Okay.
And I believe they're 2s to wounds. They are 2s to wounds. So 2 wounds. Rend 2.
Okay, 5s. Save 1, fail 1.
With 3 damage.
Okay, 6s. 1 horse takes 2 wounds. Okay, I cannot pile in,
No.
so I'm just going to fight with 1 horse.
The horstest with the mostest.
Yeah, he's got 3 attacks. This is 3s with exploding 6s. 2 hit and 3s. I'm sorry, 4s. 1 wound, -1 rend, or -2 rend because of bludgeon.
Failed it.
Okay, that's 1 damage.
Good.
And then the horse. 4s. 3s. 1 at -1.
Failed it. Let's do the Talon of the Dwindling.
Okay.
Hits on 3s.
Okay.
Wounds on 4s.
Okay.
1 wound. No rend.
3 up. Saved it.
And then
No auto slay for you.
no auto slay for me. The Great Antlers hits on 3s. Come on. Come on, dude. Wounds on 2s. 2 wounds. Rend 2.
2 wounds at rend 2. 3s. A failed 1.
Okay, it's 5 damage.
Okay. 5s. I fail 3. So he takes 3 damage and then he teleports away. All right, Archan the Black has retreated with Protection of the Gash ability. It's unbound, so all he has left on him is Mystic Shield until the end of this turn, and then that goes away. Let's get on to the hero cam and let you know how many points Michael scored. Michael, we're back from your turn. How many points did you make?
4 points. I did complete my battle tactic just barely.
Yep, got rid of all the Expert Conquerors, so that's good.
And then I hold more points than you, so
4
4
points.
points. So it's
Yep.
8 to 4, heading
Yep.
into your turn. What is your battle tactic, David?
My battle tactic is going to be eye for an eye.
Makes sense.
I'm going to either try to kill the Tree Lord or the Dryads. I think that one is pretty achievable. I've got Bounty Hunters right here. They've got a 15-inch move. For my heroic action, Necromantic Mastery with the little dude back there.
Okay.
I need to generate more Relentless Discipline points. I've got 9 units. I I get one more, two more, and then I get another one for the turn, bringing me up to 8. I'm going to use one of those immediately to make all of my spells +6. That's wholly within 18 of him, so now the Soul Mason is +6.
Let's go, we're going to try and dispel the Endless spell. Let's see.
Goes away on an 8?
Yep, yeah.
Go ahead.
I was like, we're good. And then, so 2.
Okay, so she suffered 2.
Yep.
Archan the Black is going to heal up to 4 units within range of him with his Mortarch ability. So he's going to heal the horse that took damage, and then he's going to heal himself.
Makes sense.
Now you already used your 3d6 roll.
Right.
Before I get into casting, I should probably use my Bone-Tithe Nexus and debuff your caster. So on a 2-up, she's -1 to cast a spell and unbind. She is.
Okay.
Okay, now let's go ahead and cast. I'm going to cast Purple Sun with Archan the Black. It's a 8 on the money.
Okay. And then we're going to use our reroll.
Okay.
Made it worse.
Got even worse. Okay.
Okay.
The Purple Sun is normally wholly within 12, but it's going to be, I'm sorry, wholly within 8, but it's going to be wholly within 14 because of Archan's ability. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up, and then I'll continue with casting. Purple Sun has entered the field. Let's go ahead and continue with casting. I am going to cast Soul Guide with my Mortesian Soul Mason. He's not on a +2. Goes off with a 7.
Denied.
I'm going to cast Mystic Shield on my general. Goes off with an 8. Okay, he's done casting. 2 more casts from Archan the Black. He's going to cast Protection of Nagash on himself.
Sure.
That fails on a 5. And then he is going to cast Curse of Years. That goes off with a 6. Mortals on 6s. Nothing happens.
Okay.
That happens every time I cast that spell. And everybody, like when I watch other battle reports, they crush with that spell.
Yeah, I've never seen you do any mortals with it.
Okay, the Horghast moved behind Alarielle to just blanket everything with the no inspiring presence. And then the Purple Sun moved and is within 3 inches of both Alarielle and the Dryads. So let's see what happens with the Dryads. Nothing happens. Let's see what happens with Alarielle. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah, that'll make your butt pucker.
Okay, nothing happened. Good stuff. That's the end of my hero phase. Let's go ahead and get into movement. So over here, I kept my Mortet Guard just holding the line. These ones are not expert conquerors, so they're just chaff to help with my catapults, keeping them safe. We forgot to note in the hero phase, at the end of the hero phase, I roll a dice and I can cast Soul Guide again on a 2-up. So I did, and it went off. So one of the catapults has Soul Guide. These horses are in combat with the Tree Lord. Archan the Black kind of moved back into my deploy, just staying close to everything, screening out against the catapults, but also staying underneath his little aura to help heal stuff. And then the Mortesian Soul Mason is kind of just guarding the backfield right here. So that's all of my movement phase. Death Riders and Liege Kavalos are looking at a little charge there, and we're going to go ahead and get into shooting with the catapults. Catapult with Soul Guide is going to fling some necrotic skulls at the Tree Lord.
Okay.
He's got 3 attacks, 2s re-rolling 1s, 3s.
Okay.
Okay, everything hits, and then 3s. 1 wound, no rend.
3 up. Take 5 damage.
Okay, goes from 3 to 8. Shoot the other catapult into the same target.
All right.
This is 3s, or I'm sorry, 2s, not re-rolling 1s, 3s.
Let's see.
1 wound.
2 up. Got it.
You would. Okay, cool. Death Riders are going to charge into the Dryads, +1 to their charge. They get a 5. Death Riders who completed their charge are going to use an ability called Death Rider Wedge. This gives them a 6-inch pile-in, and then I roll a dice for every model in the unit, and each 5-up is a mortal. Let's see what we get, Michael. 4 mortal wounds.
Wow.
Yeah, spiky. Mortet Guard are going to charge, they're +1. They roll a 9. Now I have to think really hard of if I want to go into the Tree Lord or not. The Mortet Guard have completed their charge. Now we're going to go ahead and get into monstrous actions. You have 1 monster that can activate. So what are you going to do?
The Mortek Guard. We're gonna fight last the Mortek Guard on 3-up. Ah, another 2. It's sat there on a 4, David, and then just went.
It rolled to a 2.
Eh.
I saw.
Go ahead.
I'm going to give my horses +1 to attack with Endless Duty coming from the general. They cannot bludgeon, they just all have extra attacks.
Okay.
I'm going to bludgeon with the horses, and I'm going to shield wall with the Mortek Guard, so I'm down to 2 Relentless Ds. I am going to fire up the horses into the Tree Lord first before he hits them, because if he hits them, I can't pile in.
Sure.
3s and 6s explode. One explosion.
Okay.
4s. Make yourself 5 saves at -2.
Save 2, so 3.
Okay, he goes to 11 suffered. Now we're going to do horses. This is going to be 8 attacks. 4s and 3s. Ooh, they want it. Let's go 3s. They really, really want it. -1.
4s. Killed 2.
He's alive with 1 wound. Michael has finished his pile in with the Tree Lord. Where are you going to put all your attacks, Michael?
So we're gonna do 2 attacks with the Sweeping Blows into the guard.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the Massive Impaling Talons and the Death Riders.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? So Sweeping Blows. These only have 2 attacks because we're bracketed, but they'll hit on 3s and 3s.
Okay. Okay.
1 hit.
1 hit.
1 wound.
Okay, red.
And 1.
4 up re-rolling. Saved it.
Okay. Massive Impaling Talons. 2 hits, or 2 attacks hitting on 2s. They both hit.
Okay.
These wound on 5 now.
Okay.
So wounded on 5s, no wounds.
Okay. Tree Lord survived. The Death Riders are going to swing into the Dryads. They have 21 attacks because they're +1 to attack. 4s and 5s. So you've got 4 at -1, and then the sun is another -1.
So nothing.
So 8 damage. All right, let's go ahead and get onto the hero cam. We'll let you know how many points I scored.
David, how did you score that round?
I only scored 2. I didn't want to pile into Alarielle. I want to keep those horses around for speed, so that's what I did. I piled in my Mortek Guard after our combat because they were no longer entangled. And then we rolled to see where the objectives fractured to, because it's going to be the top of the 3rd battle round pretty soon. And they fractured over here. So there's 1 on the right side of Michael's deploy and 1 on the right side of my deploy. Pretty good. I'm happy with where they landed. I'd rather I have at least 1 in my territory to fortify versus them landing right here, because your mobility is a little bit better than mine. So that's what everything's looking like right now. 6 to 8, Sylvaneth, and Michael breaks ties. So let's roll off.
Hook. 5's good.
You break ties?
Break ties. I will keep the turn sequence. It'd be foolish to give it up right now.
Keep that turn order going.
So we'll be right back for the top of Sylvaneth, battle round 3.
Battle round 3. Starting the top of battle round 3, Sylvaneth won that roll off again. That was pretty clutch. So Michael, what's your battle tactic going to be, buddy?
We're going to do eye for an eye. There's lots of choices of things to kill, so that should happen.
Agreed.
So start of hero, Alarielle is going to declare the right of life, and we're going to make everything on the table an overgrown terrain feature.
Seems like a good idea.
Which means he's going to heal by 1. So let's bring out the Spite Swarm.
Okay.
Spite Swarm Hive. We're going to 3d6 cast it.
Okay. Goes off with a 9.
Yes.
Okay. I will try to unbind with Archan the Black. It's +2.
Unbound.
Off with a 10. Yep.
So now we're going to try and get rid of the your endless spell.
Okay.
Nope, because we didn't do it.
You're -1 and you need a 9.
Yep. And then we're going to try to let's regrowth. Let's regrowth the tree.
Okay.
Nope. Let's haven't used our reroll yet. Let's reroll it. There's nope, because we're -1 to cast.
It's a 5. Okay. Yeah, let's do end the spells. So I'm actually gonna move the Horghast onto this objective.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move the purple sun. Horghast is on the objective. The purple sun is going to see if I can kill Alarielle. Nope, we're good. And I couldn't get close enough to the Kurnoth Hunters because of this terrain. So that is the end of the hero phase. Let's get into movement, yeah?
Let's do it.
All right. Michael, you've completed your movement phase. Tell me what you did.
So the Kurnoth Hunters walked up their 5.
Yep.
So that's still a reasonable charge that they're sitting on, so we're okay with that. Alarielle, or the Tree Revenants, they popped over and snagged that objective, which is great.
Yep, over to the Proving Ground.
This guy was able to go through the Spirit Paths. Because since I made everything an overgrown, he dipped out of that combat and he did his own teleport.
Yep, and he healed 1, which is good.
And then Alarielle popped over. She's looking at some easy charges over here.
You betcha.
And then she has a shoe-stain attack that we're gonna throw at somebody. I don't know who we're gonna throw it at, but we're gonna chuck it at somebody.
All right, let's get set up.
All right, so Alarielle's gonna chuck her spear and she's gonna throw it at Archan.
Okay, sounds
so
good.
So we're gonna hit him on a 2.
Okay.
We're gonna wound him on a 2. -2 rend.
Okay, he's got a 5-up save. Failed it.
6 damage.
6s. Fails them all. He's got 5 wounds left.
Nice.
Michael's got a 7-inch charge with the Kurnoth Hunters.
6.
Okay.
We're rolling.
Okay. 7.
Okay, let's go over to
Alarielle.
Alarielle.
Okay, let's see what Alarielle gets. 9.
9.
9's good. Okay, Alarielle completed her charge with a 9-inch move. She is on top of the Bone Tithe Nexus. So this, these 2 rulers that we put here with dice, that's where the Bone Tithe Nexus lives. So we'll put it back when nothing's there, but that's what's going on. What are you gonna do for your monstrous action?
Alarielle is going to Titanic Duel Archan.
Okay, I will, let's see, you're already +1 to hit. I'm gonna roar you so you can't all out defense.
Okay.
Yep, happens with a 5.
Okay.
And we can start with combat. Where do you want to start? Michael has decided he is going to activate Alarielle first. I am going to do my Relentless Discipline abilities. The first one I'm going to do is I am going to bludgeon Archan, just in case he somehow miraculously survives. I am going to also bludgeon my horses that are in combat with the Kurnoth Hunters. And that's all I'm going to do, so that brings me down to 7.
And we're gonna throw our Talon at the little guy.
Okay.
Just for funsies.
Just to see if he gets slain. I like it.
I think our horn should do it, because we're doing 2s and 2s now.
Yep, 2s and 2s on -2. I'll be on a 5-up save.
Yeah. So let's do the beetle horns. Hitting on 2s. 3 hits.
Oh, this is the Talon, right?
No, this is the beetle horns into Archan.
Okay.
Okay, so 3.
5s.
5s.
Failed 2, so that's 10 damage.
Yep. 6s.
He's dead.
Okay.
Nice attack. Okay, and then you've got the Talon into the little guy.
Okay, so 4 attacks with the Talon. 2s? No. 3s, excuse me, but they all hit. And 4s. Okay, so 3 wounds.
Okay.
No rend.
So 5s. Failed them all, and then 6s. Shrug 1, so I take 2 damage.
So she is going to strike and fade.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and fight with the Death Riders. I left 1 out purposely because I want to be more than 6 inches away from the purple sun. Okay. I don't need to give you any help to kill the horses.
Sure.
I am -2 rend with these attacks and 6s explode. Okay. This is 16 attacks, 3s, 4s. Okay, you got 7 at -2.
-2, and I'm -1 to save. Okay, I didn't save him. So it's 5.
Okay, horses. That's 1 extra dice. I'll take a hit out. 4s and 3s. That's 4 at -1.
Ooh. And then we got 4s.
5s.
Oh, because it's -1.
Yep.
Got it. So I say failed 3 of them. So we're down to 13 attacks, 3s and 3s.
Okay. Not bad.
Okay, so that's 5 and minus 2.
Okay, 5 up because I reduced Ren by 1. Save 2, 6 damage. 6s. 2 horses go down.
Oh, end of combat. On 4-ups, those 4 guys do 1 mortal.
Yep. Trample underfoot.
So there's 2 mortals out.
Okay, 6s? Nope, so 1 more takes 2. Excellent, I think that's the end of the combat, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go ahead and get on the hero cam and let you know how many points Michael scored. We're back for Michael's turn. How many points did you get, buddy?
Only 3 points. We completed the battle tactic and we hold 1. So that'll be just fine.
Yep, easy money.
Easy money. So we're going to get into David's turn. David, what is your battle tactic?
My battle tactic is just going to be against the odds because I'm standing on this and there's no Galatian veterans contesting it, which is good. And for my heroic action, I am going to do Necromantic Mastery with my Soul Mason. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do for your heroic action, buddy?
I need to try and get a command point with Alarielle.
Okay. She gets it.
And then at the top of hero, I need to try and dispel your purple sun.
Okay, sounds good. Goes away on a...
So I'm still... Did I have that judgment on me still?
No, because it's until my next hero phase.
Oh, okay.
So it goes away.
So it goes away.
Good job. All right, let's go ahead and get into casting. Mm-hmm. I am going to cast Soul Guide for my first cast on, let's say, the catapult that is closest to him. Goes off with a 9, cannot be unbound.
Okay.
So he'll just Mystic Shield himself. Okay, goes off with an 11.
2 up and see if you can...
Nope.
None for you.
So Soul Guide on 1 catapult, but not both. That's just fine. Let's go ahead and do a debuff with the Bone Tithe Nexus. I am going to make her -1 to cast and dispel and everything again. Yep. That matters more now because Archan's gone.
Yes.
So she is.
Okay.
Okay, that is the end of my hero phase. So I'm just going to go ahead and move the Horror Ghast. So we'll get into my movement phase and we'll be back in a minute to show you what I did.
All right, David, you've completed your movement phase. Walk us through what you got going on over here.
Well, it's time to go on the offensive. So I moved my catapults as far forward as I could. They're both in range of everything. I moved my Death Riders forward 15 inches using a Relentless Discipline point. So they got a 3-inch charge. They're +1 to their charge, so it's a gimme. And then over here, I moved the Mortet Guard within 3 of this overgrown for no teleports, and then they're still standing on that objective. And then the general just stood in place because the general has to buff up everything that's going to be in combat and also during shooting. So he's just standing there. And then the Mortesian Soul Mason just moved forward his 5 so he can get a little bit closer to being able to cast. Okay, the first Mortet Crawler with just 3 vanilla attacks is going to shoot into the Tree Revenants. Yep, 3 shots from the catapult in the back onto the Tree Revenants. This is 2s with no rerolls.
Good.
Okay, 1 hit.
Wow.
And this is going to be 3s. 1 wound.
5. Kill it.
Okay, 5 damage. We're going to shoot the other one into the Tree Revs. This is going to be 2s rerolling 1s. And I'm sorry, I should have I should have said that I'm going to add an attack to that one with Endless Duty from the General.
Okay.
Bringing me down to 7 Relentless Ds. Okay, so 4 attacks, 2s rerolling 1s. Rolled that 1 into a 1 like a boss. Okay, and then 3s, 2 saves.
5s. Saved 1, killed 1.
5 more damage. Kavalos Death Riders, +1, so we're looking for Snake Eyes. That is a
lot.
That is a lot, yes. That is a 11. I'm going to go ahead and get him moved in. That unit has completed its charge. I am going to use a Relentless Discipline point to do Death Rider Wedge. Bring me down to 6. So 5 dice, 5s are mortals, and then I have a 6-inch pile in. 2 mortal wounds.
Okay.
I think I'm just going to do bludgeon on both units instead of giving them extra attack. I'd rather try to punch the Ren through.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do, bringing me down to 4 Relentless Discipline points. So let's start with the 5-man unit.
Makes sense.
The 5-man unit has 16 attacks.
Will all out defense.
Okay, this is 3s with exploding 6s. And this is going to be 4s. 3 saves, -2.
Force. Field 3.
10 horses, 4s and 3s. 4 saves. -1.
3s. Field 1.
All right, got another damage through.
So then we'll put everything into the small unit.
Okay, you've got 3 guys left, so that gives you 10 attacks, correct?
You got it.
Okay.
3s and 3s. Ooh, only 2.
Okay,
-2 damage, or -2 rend.
2 at -2, I ignore 1, so 4s, or 5s. Shrug 1, take 1, 2 damage, 6s to ignore. Okay, 1 horse dies and 1 takes a wound.
Well, we reduced some of the attacks coming into this.
You sure did. And I bludgeoned, so I don't get extra ones. I was contemplating giving them extra attacks, but I knew you were going to do all-out defense.
Yeah.
As soon as you didn't do anything for these guys, I knew that you were going to try to hang on to that for the Kurnoths.
Sure.
So I've got 4 attacks from the leader and 1 from the other guy. This is 3s with exploding 6s. Ugh. 1 explosion. 4s. 2 wounds, -2.
Saved them both.
Very nice. And then the mounts. 4s. 3s. Make 2 saves, -1.
Filled them up.
Okay, got another damage through. We'll get on to the hero cam and let you know how many points I got.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
I get
trample underfoot.
I get to trample underfoot, and I get to slap that guy at the top of combat.
Okay,
So let's trample underfoot.
okay.
At the small unit. 3 mortals.
At the small unit,
Yeah.
okay. 6s, shrug 1.
Okay.
So 1 horse goes down. Beautiful. All right, let's get on the hero cam, everybody.
All right, David. How did you score this turn?
I scored 3 points, still trying to claw back from that mistake I made by not seizing the middle objective in battle round 2. So the score is currently 9-11. Sylvaneth, but I did kill all of Michael's battle line. So I completed my grand strategy, which was no place for the weak, which is nice. I primed with Galatian veterans standing on the proving ground, which is helpful. So, well, standing on the only objective that can be picked as a proving ground. So board state is looking pretty good. I still got some good pieces. Now, Michael still has 3 Kurnoth Hunters, Alarielle, and a Tree Lord. So he still definitely has a lot of damage output that he can do. So this is going to be an exciting one. So let's go ahead and get in the roll off. Michael, you break ties again.
Yep.
Okay. All right,
All right.
3.
No double turns.
No double turns. Okay, we're gonna be back. Sylvaneth, battle round 4. Let's go. We are back, battle round 4. This has turned out to be very competitive. We're having a blast. Michael keeps winning roll-offs. I feel confident that a double turn would have sealed the deal at this point, but we're still playing, so let's get into your turn. What are you gonna do for your battle tactic, bro?
Battle tactic, we're gonna do desecrate their lands, because he can walk the spirit paths, pop out over there, and desecrate your
Yes,
your
because
temple.
he'll be more than 9 from the Soul Mason, but he'll still be able to get in range. Seems good.
So at the start of hero, we heal 1 here. We heal 1 here. Splendid. We only have 1 command point.
Okay.
Alarielle's going to try and get another one on a 2-up.
Okay, she gets it.
1.
Well, first of all, this is a new battle round. I should see how many relentless discipline points I get. 3 for the leaders, 3 for going second, having my general on the battlefield. So that's 6, 2, 4, 6, 7 units. 7 relentless discipline points. So I am going to make my general a wizard so I can get a 3rd unbind. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, so you'll have an unbind for each.
I can
thing
try
that
to
we're trying
unbind each thing you cast, and you're still -1 until my next hero.
All right. So first off, we're going to do the Spike Swarms Hive.
Okay.
We're going to do the 3d6 cast right now.
Yep, seems good.
So it's a 7. So it goes off, but you got to dispel, or you got an unbind.
I'm going to try to dispel with my general on that one. Dispelled with a 9.
Okay. We're going to do Metamorphosis on this guy.
On the one dude.
See if we can zap him. We're going to do a reroll.
Okay.
There's a 10.
Okay, that's a 9. So I'm going to try to unbind it with my Soul Mason. I need a 10 on dice. Nope, goes off.
So Metamorphosis, David, which I'm sure you know. Casting value 7, range 16, blah, 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 blah. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within range, invisible to the caster. Roll a number of dice equal to the casting roll. And for each 3-up, that unit suffers 1 more.
Okay. Did you roll 10 dice or 9 dice?
9.
Okay.
Because it's...
So I take 6 mortals?
Yep.
When I die, you get to summon a tree. What's the range? He's dead.
Wholly within 12 of the model that was killed.
Okay, so I'm going to leave him there so you can measure that. The tree comes out. It's so beautiful. What's next?
Verdant Harmony. We're going to try and bring back a Kurnoth Hunter.
Okay, sounds good.
I hate the fact that 5 was slightly cocked.
Yeah.
7. Okay. It goes off.
So it's a 6.
6. Oh,
And I've got
Judgment. No, it doesn't go off. I need a 7.
Verdant Harmony is a 7?
7.
Okay.
Yeah. That.
Bone Tithe Nexus for the win. You should have smashed it when you were standing on top of it.
It was either smash it or actually kill Archan, and killing Archan is better.
He died so hard.
Okay. So this thing is wild.
Yep.
So I get to move it.
Yep.
Splendid. Let's get in movement.
We'll be back in a second. End of the movement phase. Michael, what did you do starting with your Tree Lord?
Let's see. Tree Lord teleported using the Spirit Paths.
Yep.
He popped out of that overgrown over there,
Yep.
and he's currently desecrating those lands.
Yes, because I have 2 to his 5. Okay.
And then, obviously, those guys stood perfectly still because they don't need to move.
Right, Kurnoths are stuck in.
Alarielle popped over that tree. She's going to try and get some extra movement on her charge here. So we're going to go into a shooting with Alarielle.
Okay, Alarielle loves getting 5 inches away from the stuff that she's going to attack with her 24-inch spear. So Michael has decided that he's going to fight into the Death Riders.
So shooting with the spear, hits on 2. Yep.
Okay. Well, it's bound to happen once per game, right?
Yep.
My catapults didn't do much last time either. Tree Lord in the distance, letting loose on the Mortesian Soul Mason.
Hits on 5s. 1 hit.
Nice.
Wounds on 3. Nothing. Good talk.
All right, let's get set up on charges. You just have Alarielle, right?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, Alarielle getting ready to charge. Let's see what she gets. She needs a 3. Oh, she got it with a 5.
Monstrous actions.
Yes, sir. Let's start with Alarielle.
Alarielle will probably roar these guys.
Okay, sounds good.
Roaring.
Goes
Roared.
off.
Okay. And then on the other side of the table, we're going to smash to rubble.
Okay.
Smashed.
Okay, smash to rubble.
Right.
So the Bone Tithe Nexus is still there. I just can't use any of its abilities.
Alarielle, I don't think I can even pile in 3 inches because I think I'll land on top of that.
Right.
So we're going to stay right there.
So she's just chilling. And she doesn't need to pile in. There's 1 unit to activate against.
She is going to use her command point to all-out attack.
Okay.
So we're hitting on 2s.
Okay.
With the beetles. Oh no. And we're wounding on 2s. So 2 wounds.
-2.
-2.
5s. Failed 1. So
5
it's 5 damage. Shrunk 3.
Whoa.
So I take 2 damage.
She killed nothing, David.
She still got the talent.
She killed nothing, David. Okay, 3s hit, and then 3 wounds. Nowhere end.
4s. Failed them all. 6s. Failed them all. Okay, so 1 horse goes.
So the Talon did better.
The Talon did better. Yep.
So 1 horse goes, and then the other one gets wounded from the horse?
Yep, 1 goes, and then 1 takes a wound.
Okay, so we're going to be able to try and zap that 1 horse.
Is it heroes only, or is it everybody?
It's models.
That's cool. Okay, so I've got 4 Death Riders going into Michael's Kurnoth Hunters. I have 3 attacks each, plus 1 for the leader, so we're looking at 13.
And we're going to all-out defense.
13, okay, this is 3s with exploding 6s. 2 explosions.
Almost 100% accuracy.
Almost. And then this is 4s. 2, 4, 6, 8 saves, -1.
So 3s. So it took 3.
Okay.
That has 1 more wound left.
It's cool that he got to heal. Okay, and then we've got the horses.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be 4s and 3s. Horses are doing pretty good today.
Yeah, I like them.
Look at that, 5. Don't roll a 1.
So these are 2s?
Yep.
Okay, 2s. There's a 1.
Okay, we got 1 Kurnoth Hunter.
Okay.
Kurnoth Hunters will now fight in response.
7 attacks. 3s and 3s. 2.
5s. Failed them both. So 4 damage, and then 6s. Save 2, so this horse dies. All right, now you get to trample underfoot.
Okay, oh, 1 more.
Okay, did not shrug it, so 1 guy takes a wound. Good stuff. Let's get onto the hero cam and let you know how many points Michael scored. We're back from Michael's turn. Michael, how many points did you score?
3 again. Completed the battle tactic, which was desecrate the lands,
Yep.
and on a point. So it's 3. We're still scaling nicely. I really wanted to kill that Death Rider squad, so that I could just run amok for the last turn.
Yeah.
Just kind of bounced with Alarielle, so that was a little disappointing. But this tree lord being able to teleport around the battlefield has just been so helpful for me.
That's been fantastic for you.
Yeah. You did get your grand strat that last turn though, because you killed all my stuff.
So even though I'm trailing by 5, I still have a good chance of denying Michael's grand strat because I have a lot of units that are in my territory. So it's going to be hard for him to pull that off. So my battle tactic is going to be desecrate their lands, and I'm going to desecrate this objective, this terrain that's over here. That involves a retreat move, which I don't really like, but Bone Reapers are cool because they can use Unstoppable Advance to move an extra 3 when they move, make a normal move or retreat, so that's very helpful to nab things, and I should take advantage of the Death Riders now before they die, because the way things are going, I don't think I'm going to win the roll-off on 5. Okay, so for my heroic action, I'm going to do Necromantic Mastery on my Soul Mason.
Okay.
And then I need to try to generate Relentless Discipline points 1 more time, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. I get 1 more, bringing me up to 7, and then I get 1 more for my general, bringing me up to 8.
Alarielle's going to try and get a command point on 2 up.
Okay. She gets it. She gets it. So you've got just that 1 command point, right?
That's it. Just the 1.
Okay.
And this judgment finally goes away.
Yes, it goes away.
No more debuffs.
You can cast uninhibited for the last battle round. I'm going to just do Soul Guide with Necromantic Mastery.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I want to get those 1s off. Oh, it fails.
Fails.
Okay, so now I'm going to try to do Arcane Bolt. Okay.
Okay.
That goes off with an 8.
Arcane Bolt. Let's try and dispel with Alarielle.
Okay. Okay. Arcane Bolt goes off.
Yep.
He's done casting. So on a 2 up, he can cast Soul Guide again. He can.
Yep.
He's going to try to cast it on the same target. Nope, doesn't go off. So just normal catapults, which is fine. They'll be fine. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into my movement phase, and we'll show you what I did. These guys move just a little bit closer onto the objective, so now I have 8 models on that objective instead of 3 or whatever it was. But I'm still staying within 3 of the overgrown to keep teleports from happening. I'm within 3 of this overgrown with my general. He's hanging out close to enemy territory. Not quite sure what he's going to do, but he's there. And then I've got my other catapults. I thought about blocking off this tree so Michael couldn't teleport through it. However, I need to be keeping units wholly within my territory to try to deny Michael's grand strategy. So that's what I did there. And then the Death Riders over here used Unstoppable Advance for +3, and they moved 15 onto this objective here to complete my battle tactic.
And then the Soul Mason in the back.
Yeah, he just came around the corner.
He's going to go fight this Lord.
Yeah, at this point, I don't really need magic. It would be nice to unbind Alarielle, but it's a lot harder to do without my +2 to unbind and being able to debuff. So he's going to take his Arcane Bolt over there and see if he can just hopefully one tap that Tree Lord. And that's it, man. So we're gonna get into shooting from the catapults. All right, I'm gonna shoot with the first catapult into the Kurnoth Hunters.
All right.
3 attacks, 2s and 3s.
All out defense.
Okay, sounds good. All hit. 3s. 2 wounds.
2s. 1 guy dies.
Okay. I'm going to shoot the other catapult into the same target, so
right.
2s and 3s. Okay, and then 3s. 2 saves.
2s? We're good.
Very good. All right.
You're going to find a spot that's outside of within a half inch and outside of my range?
Correct.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Sure.
Okay, let's go ahead and charge him. He gets a 7. Now, this guy, when he charges, rolls a dice for every inch he charges, and on a 6, it's mortal wound. So 7 dice, 1 mortal wound.
Okay.
Does the Soul Mason want it, Michael? What do you think? You think he wants it bad enough?
Can you make a 5-inch charge?
I think so. He's got to want it, though. You know what I'm saying? He's got to want it. I'm like sentencing him to death in hopes that I'll roll 3 mortal wounds.
My Tree Lord is so jacked up and has been for a while. Like, he can do something, right? Like your Soul Mason can do.
Yeah. You know what? I don't want to charge him, dude. I hate it. I hate that idea. He's just going to stand there.
Okay.
Okay. So
Good talk.
that's the end of the charge phase. Before we start combat, at the top of the combat phase, I'm going to unleash my Arcane Bolt. And I'm just going to do 1 mortal to him. Yeah.
Okay. I got it.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay, Liege Kavalos, he's going to bludgeon. He's got 3 attacks with his Commander's Blade. This is going to be 3s and 3s. Okay, everything hits. 1 wound, -2.
Okay. Saved it.
Very nice. And he's going to fight with his Battle Shield. 3 and 4 hits. Wounds, -1.
4. Killed it.
That is single damage.
Okay.
2, 4, 6 attacks from the barbed tail. This is going to be 3s and 3s. Okay, make 4 saves at -2. I hate it, Michael. He takes 2 wounds and survives. That's pretty good. He's like, yeah, I'll take a charge from the general.
I thought for sure he was dead.
Yeah. All right, you get a fight back.
Sure do. So 3 attacks.
Don't you get another one because he's the leader?
Yeah, so 4 attacks.
Yep. Okay, I'm glad we did that.
Yep, it was great.
It was good times.
And then 3s. So 2.
-3, so I go to a 5. Save 1, fail 1.
2 damage.
Okay, and then 6s. And I shrug none, but I do shrug the first damage I take in every phase because of Godbone armor, so I take 1 wound.
Cool.
Trample underfoot?
Sure.
Trample
What?
me, bro.
Nope.
Okay. Well, 3 points.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. We're not supposed to say that yet. Let's get onto the hero cam and let you know how many points I scored.
All right, David, you've completed your turn. How'd you score?
I scored 3 points. I couldn't get this objective no matter how hard I tried because Alarielle's on it, and the most I could get was 5.
Sure.
So I made a gamble and shot into the Kurnoth Hunters. I think that was the right idea because I was able to get rid of one of them and then almost kill the other one. So, you know, he's wounded, which is great. Completed my battle tactic. I still got some options for another battle tactic during the 5th battle round. But once again, it's a really big roll-off, and the score is 12-14.
Right, I'm up by 2.
You're up by 2. Now, we would be tied if I didn't suck at taking center objectives in the 2nd battle round, but we'll just disregard that.
Well,
so Michael,
you currently have secured your grand strat. So I'm up by 2, but I'm really down by 1.
Yes, yeah. So that the catapults were clutch in that, being able to get rid of those revenants. Yeah, so let's go ahead and roll off, see what happens. Michael, you break ties. You haven't rolled less than a 4 for the whole game, so that's pretty good. All right, so you're going to get the turn, obviously, and we will be right back to start.
Yep.
Okay. We are back for the top of Battle Round 5, and boy, it's been a hell of a game. Currently, the score is 12-14, and Michael is going to go ahead and get into his turn. Michael, you've got 1 command point. Let me get my Relentless Discipline points put together real quick. I've got 3 plus another 3 because my general's on the battlefield, and I'm going second for 6, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units left. 6 plus none. So 6 Relentless Discipline points for the turn so far.
Okay.
And what are you going to do for your battle tactic?
So I think it's going to have to be harness the spirit paths, which I'm not a big fan of, but I'll do it anyways. I have to make a charge after using the harness or the woodland depths battle trait.
Yes.
We're going to try and bring out the Spite Swarm Hive.
Okay, I'm going to do a heroic action.
Oh yeah, you should do that. And I should probably do that as well.
I think I'm going to do Finest Hour with my little caster.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Finest Hour on the caster. We're going to do Alarielle getting a CP on a 2-up.
Okay.
She does.
She gets it. Seems good.
And then we're gonna cast.
Okay.
3d6 to bring out the Spite Swarm.
On an 11.
On an 11.
I only have 2 unbinds, and I think I'm just going to let that happen.
Okay.
Yep.
I think we're going to Metamorphosis on the Liege Kavalos.
Okay, sounds good.
And we're going to re-roll it. We're going to use our re-roll. And we perilled. Great.
Okay.
And we take a more.
Okay.
And now no more casting for me.
Okay.
We just re-rolled a 3 into a 2 and punched ourselves in the face.
You're still cursed from the Bone Tithe Nexus, even though it's gone.
So bad. So bad. But we got out the Spite Swarm, which is really important.
Yep, that's good.
On the Kurnoth Hunter on a 2-up.
Okay. Right. He's good?
He's good to go.
He is GTG.
Now we're going to get into movement.
Yep.
Let me show you what we did.
Beautiful. Michael, quick and easy movement phase. Tell me what you did starting with your Tree Lord.
Tree Lord teleported back. David's going to have 1 good battle tactic he can do next turn, which is going to be kill a monster. So I need my Tree Lord standing next to Alarielle so that I can all-out defense him against the catapults. The catapults.
And the catapults have been doing great this game. They pushed some damage through on 3+ save models. They cleared some chaff out. It's been great. And then Alarielle.
Alarielle stood perfectly still because I didn't want to trigger any redeploys.
Yep.
And then that Kurnoth Hunter teleported out, came out of this, and now he's looking at a 9-inch or a 6-inch charge, re-rolling right there.
Right.
That's
because of
the Spite
Swarm Hive. Yes. And you have 2 command points total because you got 1 with Alarielle, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's get set up for shooting. Shall we start with the Tree Lord?
Sure. Okay. All right, so we're doing three shots with the Tree Lord, or the Tree Lord. Gnarlroot, and they're going at the little dudes here.
Death Riders.
Death Riders, and let's hit on 5s, yeah. 2 hits.
Yeah.
Woo! Wound on 3s. You're worthless.
Oh, come on.
Worthless.
We were all happy for you.
Okay. And then we have a shooting attack from Alarielle.
Yeah.
He's a 3-up.
Yep.
He ignores my first one, so he gets a 4-up to this, right?
I'll have a 4-up save. Yep.
So I don't like that. So I'd rather put it into the Death Riders.
Okay, 2s and 2s.
So.
Okay.
Of course.
Doesn't wound.
Of course. Okay.
Running out of gas, Alarielle. She's so tired from carrying her whole army for the game, you know.
Let's charge with the Kurnoth Hunter.
Okay. He's in.
In like flint.
With a massive charge.
Okay.
Okay.
That's great. And then let's charge with Alarielle.
Okay. Alarielle with an 8. You've got a monstrous action to do. What do you want to do?
I do have a monstrous action to do. I have...
You can stomp, because I'm not a monster.
Sure.
But I'll shrug the first damage.
I'm going to roar you.
Okay.
That makes the most sense. Roar.
Yep. So, no rend.
No rend.
Which is fine.
1 Kurnoth Hunter is going to activate.
Okay. The Death Rider.
He will all attack from this command point right here.
Okay. Now, before you do that, I am going to bludgeon with these bad boys, just in case any of them survive.
Sure.
So I'm down to 5 Relentless Ds. Okay, go ahead.
2s and 3s. Right, 2.
-3.
Yep.
So that puts me on a 6 up. I failed him. That's 4 damage. Then I've got 6s. Stroke 2.
Wow.
So I lose my Bannerman. So Liege Kavalos, 3 attacks, 3s and 3s. 1 save, -1.
Save it.
Okay, 3s and 4s with the battle shield. 1 wound, no rend.
Saved it.
Okay, and then we've got 6 barbed tails, 3s and 3s. It's not enough, Michael. 3s. 1 save, -1.
Saved it.
Single damage, if anybody cares. Okay, your turn.
So let's living battering ram, or not living battering. Let's go with the beetle. Hitting on 3s. They all hit.
Nice.
No need for an all-out attack.
Right.
Wound on 2s. 3 wounds. Rend 2.
Rend 2.
Yep.
4s. Take 10 damage.
Okay.
10. 6s. Shrug 1. And then I shrug 1. And then I take 8 damage. So he goes down.
Nice.
Yeah, nice
Good job, Alarielle.
She done did it.
All right, you're gonna go into my 1 Kurnoth Hunter who's severely wounded.
Yep, and they're bludgeoned, so this is 7 attacks, 3s with exploding 6s.
100% accuracy. Nailed it.
Okay, and then 4 skins. 4 saves, -2.
Huh. Dead. We'll go back to hero and score it up.
Yep, absolutely. Michael, we're back from your turn. It was a good one. Tell me, how many points did you score?
Another 3. So let's see, we're at 17?
Yep, 17 to my 12.
Right.
I have effectively denied his grand strategy and gotten mine, but what needs to happen here is I need to get my battle tactic, or Michael will win by 1 point. If I get my battle tactic, I will win by 1 point. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I am going to do the Tithe Demands, and I'm going to try to kill this monster.
Okay, can you read that one for us?
Yeah, absolutely. It's digital, so let me get it here. Pick 1 enemy hero or monster on the battlefield. You complete this battle tactic if that unit is destroyed this turn. If the hero or monster was destroyed by an attack made by a Gothazar Harvester, you get 1 additional victory point.
Okay, well, it seems like you have a couple tools. These guys are still alive, which is great. I was hoping they would not be here and I wouldn't have to deal with them.
I would have not been as stoked if they died, but since they're alive, that gives me a little bit more play.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and let's do Necromantic Mastery for my heroic action.
Makes sense.
And then
I will try to get a command point with Alarielle on a 2-up.
Okay.
Great.
My general is no longer on the battlefield, so I won't get an extra Relentless D there, but I do have 5 units left, so let's roll and see. I get 1 extra one, so I'm up to 6.
Okay.
Okay, Necromantic Mastery is going to get cast on this catapult right here. That goes off with a 6.
You mean Soul Guide?
Yeah, Soul Guide is what I meant, yeah.
Okay. Huge range on Soul Guide, right?
Right, yep. It's 24 inches.
Yeah.
And then let's go ahead and, yeah, so I'm just not gonna do another cast, so let's say he's done.
He's done.
And then on a 2-up, I can cast Soul Guide again.
Yep.
And I can. And then I'm gonna try to cast this one on the other catapult. That one goes off with a 7.
3, 6. We're gonna re-roll it.
Okay. Okay, so Unbound with an 8. So 1 has Soul Guide and 1 does not. Good stuff. So that should do it for my hero phase. Let's get into a quick movement phase and we'll show you what I did.
Bottom of battle round 5 and it's coming down to the wire. David, very short movement phase. Walk us through.
Yep. 2 Death Riders move 15 inches within 3 of the Tree Lord. Michael didn't redeploy because he wants to save his command points for other things. The catapults are in range of everything, so they did not need to move, and I stayed wholly within my own territory. Doesn't really matter anymore. It just comes down to the shooting and the combat phase to see what happens. So let's get lined up on the Tree Lord with the crawlers and see what happens. Let's go ahead and shoot with the crappy catapult that doesn't have Soul Guide first, okay?
Build the suspense. All
Yeah.
out defense.
Okay, all out defense for you. This is 2s and 3s. Everything hits. 2 wounds.
2s. Okay.
Okay, and then we've got 3 attacks from the other one. 2s re-rolling 1s. Okay, and then 3s. Make 2 saves.
2s.
Okay, good stuff. So shooting is complete. Let's get set up for charges. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and charge with them. They get an 8.
Okay.
They're going to use Death Rider Wedge with a Relentless Discipline point. This is at the bottom of the charge phase, so they can still do it and then still use Bludgeon. Okay, so this is Mortals on 5s. No Mortals.
Okay.
And now we'll get into monstrous actions. Michael?
Roar. Oh, no.
Okay, I shall Bludgeon.
That's bad.
Okay, this is 3s re-rolling 6s, or I'm sorry, 3s with exploding 6s.
All out defense.
Okay. Okay, 3 explosions.
Oh no, that was bad for me.
And then 4s. Make 3 saves.
Okay. Okay.
-2.
Sure.
Okay.
These are all single damage, right? Mm-hmm. And we still have a horse after this.
And still have horses. Yep.
So -2, we're looking for
4s.
no, because I'm 3 out. Go to a 2 up.
And then
Yes.
you go.
Yes. Okay, save 2, failed 1.
Okay, 1 damage.
Okay.
Oh boy, my horses need to do 2 damage. That's not gonna happen. Let's try it though. 4 attacks, 4s and 3s. Everything hits.
Okay.
3s. 2 wounds, -1.
Okay, so I need to save one of these to win the game.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're on 3s.
Yes.
Yeah. So don't roll 1s and 2s.
Huh.
Ah! Nice game,
That was
brother.
so much fun.
Nice game. All right, good stuff.
Woo!
We'll get on the hero cam, do final score, and let you know how it all shook out.
All right, Wargamers, we are here for the wrap-up. We have completed the game. It went down to the final roll of the final turn of the final battle round.
Yes.
That's how you want to play Warhammer. David, what was the final score? How did it all shake out?
Well, my battle tactic was to kill a hero or monster, and I failed that.
Mm-hmm.
I had 1 objective, which I was holding, which was a proving ground. So I only got 1 point, so I went from 12 to 13, and then I ended up getting my grand strategy, which was to destroy all of Michael's battle line, bringing me up to 16 points. Now, I did deny Michael's grand strategy, but he was at 17 points. So if I would have killed the Tree Lord, I would have been at 18. So it was going to be a 1-point swing no matter what. So that was a really, really good competitive game. I think that these 2 armies are fearsome against each other.
Yeah, I'm really, really impressed. So guys, we're going to get into the wrap-up. If you're still with us at this point, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you all so much. So David, let's get into the wrap-up. Let's go with, what's the key moment from this game? What's a big moment or a big mistake that you feel you made or I made?
I didn't feel that I made any glaring errors. I potentially could have done my battle tactics in a little bit different of an order. I could have maybe killed that hero when I had the Liege Kavalos, or that monster when I had the Liege Kavalos close enough to do so, but then I still would have struggled with my 5th battle tactic.
Right.
So regardless of what I did, I did the best that I could with the battle tactics that I had available to me. I think I did well with that. My biggest mistake may be leaving Archan where he was, but I needed to keep the Mortek Crawlers where they were. But he has the ability to spam Arcane Bolt and has some other damage spells. So potentially keeping him around for a little bit longer, I could have dealt with some of your other threats. That being said, if he wasn't there, then I probably would have lost my general to Alarielle that turn, and
Sure.
my general still came in clutch too.
Yes,
So
you did.
I think I played with every piece smart, and I think that I played that game as well as I possibly could have. When it all comes down to odds at the very end of the game, that's really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, you had 4 dice to roll, and if any one of those dice was a 1, then he would have taken 5 damage and died immediately.
Yep.
So that was extremely close. Really, really, really good.
For me, I stand by taking the first turn.
Yep.
I think that was the right call.
Yep.
I stand by my battle tactics in the order they were. I feel like those were all made sense. There's one strike and fade that I did that I think I could have done a little bit better. When I activated Alarielle first into Archon and then strike and faded her back.
Right.
I think I could have left. I should have activated the Colonel of Hunters first. Let Alarielle tank because Archon's not going to kill her.
Right.
He'd already taken a bunch of damage.
Exactly.
She could have taken that hit and then still killed him, and then she would have been in a aggressive posture on your flank as opposed to back here.
I think what came down to it is a roar. So you did a roar and failed it. So then...
I Titanic dueled him.
Oh, you Titanic dueled him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had him in my sights. I saw Archan on the black, wounded in front of me, and I was like, I'm going to get him.
Yeah.
And to all detriment. And then I kind of forgot that I was next to the Purple Sun.
Yeah.
So you started coming in with like Ren 3. I'm like, oh, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, the Purple Sun definitely played a role. Yeah, it played a role. It didn't get to slay Alarielle. I got a couple chances at it. You had a pretty clutch dispel, getting it off of the table, which was good. I really like the Horghast. It doesn't really play into your army very well, but it did help me get my very first battle tactic. If you would have been able to do Inspiring Presence, then you had one Dryad left, and I would have failed out muscle.
Right.
So it definitely is good, but I just wish that I had a little bit more damage output mortal wound-wise in your army, because your armor saves are good, but you have no mortal wound save. So even though I'm really rendy, you can still stack saves. The catapults don't have Ren, so you can get your Kurnoss, Tree Lord, and Alarielle on 2-up saves. Yeah, I think the key moment of the game for me was probably lifting the Warsong turn 1.
That was big.
That shut down the Spite Swarm Hive for a couple turns. That mitigated a lot of damage because the Warsong is a spell singer, so you could have been doing lots of mortals through the trees, so on and so forth. So that was a big moment. I think that the catapults did great. I think that my general did great buffing the horses. I think I would give the horses MVP because they helped me get a lot of different battle tactics.
They're really good. I really, really like them.
Yeah, in Petrifex they're really good. They move 15 inches. They helped me get desecrate their lands. They helped me get Eye for an Eye or some other one where I was killing a unit of Dryads. And then if I could have won a roll-off at any point in time, I could have easily gotten bars through enemy lines. Battle round 4 and 5, because I was right here with both units.
I think if you would want to roll off on turn 3, 4, 5...
Yeah, or even 2. We went in turn order for the entire game.
Yeah.
So that worked really, really well for you. Because we were right on the cusp of things really tipping one way or the other for the whole game, but it just never happened. We just scaled next to each other. Now keep in mind, I forgot to take an objective in the center of the battlefield, battle round 2, so...
then we would have been tied.
Well, you won by 1 point, so I would have won by 1 point even if I failed this battle tactic, because it was 16 to 17.
Oh yeah, because you would have been hold 1, hold 2, hold more.
So, I would have held 1 and more. Yeah.
So 1 and more is still only, it would have been up to you by 1 point, which means...
It would have upped me by 2, because I didn't get any objectives that turn.
Didn't you have? Oh, you didn't have any.
It was when it was in the center.
You're right.
Battle round 2, yeah. So that was kind of a big mistake, but other than that, really, really good showing for these guys. I'm excited to take this army to a tournament because I don't think a lot of people are going to be expecting it.
No, it surprised the heck out of me.
Yeah, so let's talk about MVP, LVP, and main moments for you.
LVP is going to be the Warsong this game because he just went down. I mean, he took 15 damage from the, like you punched 3 through from the catapults.
Yeah, because he's only on a 4.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-50 to save him.
Yeah.
And when I've got 7 attacks, 2's rerolling 1s, I'm going to get a lot of those through.
There's not a lot of stuff that's going to be hitting him at that far of range.
Right, and ignoring the trees.
Because
of how many wounds they are. Yeah. Right. So yeah, catapults are really good in this matchup.
I'm really pleased with the Ancient. He was able to help me run around and do a bunch of fun stuff.
Your Tree Lord did exactly the same thing that I was doing. It was just getting you battle tactics.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then Alarielle MVP.
Yeah, she always is.
She's great.
Yeah, she is impossible to kill, in my opinion. And even if she dies, she can come back on the battlefield with half of her wounds back, which is really, really nice. Her casting is good, her damage output is great, and she's just a constant threat. Well,
and between her and the scythes, right? Like she's the anvil, they're the hammer.
Right.
But if they go down, I can make her a hammer too. Like
right.
So.
And Kurnoss can be an anvil too, because it's 30 wounds?
30 wounds.
30 wounds with a 3-up save. It took me 3 turns to kill them with a bunch of -2 Ren stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's a really, really good list. When you look at it, it looks light, but you got to keep in mind that, you know, Warsong, Alarielle, and the Scythes, that's 1,700 points of an army right there. So even if you take care of the summon and all of the battle line, you still have a formidable opponent to deal with, so to speak. Yeah, multi-threat lists are definitely a good way to play. You know, a lot of people don't want to take something because they're worried that it's going to get lifted immediately. But if you have 5 things that are all a threat, it's okay to lose one. Like, you're not going to get to use every unit every time, but if you make your opponent think about what they have to do, then that's good, right?
Yeah. And this was the worst case scenario matchup for me, right? Because I had, did I have 3 turns or 2 turns where 2 turns I couldn't use the Spice One.
Yeah, I unbound it twice. I unbound it twice.
I think you unbound it once and I couldn't get it out the second time.
Yeah,
because I was so debuffed. But the 2 of those means I have a lot of points that's not striking out and hitting.
Yeah.
And I was really worried about that going into a tournament, but as you saw, the army still functioned.
Yeah, it still functions.
It was still doing, and I think it's because of Alarielle's 16-inch movement. We're still getting out. We're still hitting things.
Right, exactly. Yeah, she was able to take Archan, and she also was able to just kind of pick off wounded units. Took care of the general to the wound.
Yep.
That would have been real nice if he was alive with 1 wound. Then that's another way that I could have completed a battle tactic. So I think we both played absolutely well, and I think that it really just came down to dice rolls in this one.
I had a great game.
Right on. Yeah, well, if you guys haven't already checked out our tournament recap, please do. We just put out a recap for these 2 armies that we took to an RTT that's in Portland. So hopefully you get to check that out. You can hear a little bit about how the tournament went and what our matchups were. And we've got a lot of really exciting stuff on the way. Lumineth Realm Lords, member voted army, really excited, working on that. We've got Tzeentch, tons and tons of Tzeentch models. We've got Cruel Boys and lots of other fun stuff on the way. So stay tuned, and until then, we'll see you in the next battle report.
See you for the next one, guys.